Good afternoon all, Will from Winging My Way Through Uni here, bringing you another video on tips to survive your freshers. Today we are going to be talking about budgeting and how to use your money wisely, and this is coming from the guy who spent £40 this morning, 35 of it in a casino. I guess my first tip would be, don't go to a casino. Me and my friend went to, saying that, we got up early this morning, 6:45 we were up, we went to go get theatre tickets for Matilda. If you go to Matilda before, if you're queuing up by 8:30, you can get £5 theatre tickets. So the way I have to think about it is, there's £35, that could have been the rest of the theatre ticket if I paid full price. So I think it works out. Number 2, set yourself an amount. Doesn't matter, essentially that's what, but set yourself an amount for the week and try and stick to that. I set £50 a week last year, but then again I had taken a gap year and I'd saved £5 grand. So I had more money than maybe some of you have. If you have saved more money, then you can give yourself a bigger budget. If you have not, then you've got to be a little bit more strict on yourself. So I said £50 a week. That's what? Maths with Will Prowse. £7 a day, which I think is more than enough, really. So you do that and then save that up, and whatever you don't spend, say you save £20 on a food shop, there's £30 to do whatever you want within the week. So that's what you got to think about. Set yourself an amount, try and stick to it. Yeah, that's it. Tip number 3: do not buy meal deals. I think over the course of my first year, I must have spent about £100 on meal deals. I had one lecture on a Thursday, which was 4 to 7, and I didn't feel like moving before 4 enough to make a good dinner, and after 3 hours in university, I didn't want to make anything, so I went to the co-op and bought a meal deal. It's not a meal, it's not a deal, people. Do not get it. So try and refrain from buying meal deals or anything small, or saying, I'll just buy this because I'll just buy that because the co-op is just there, and you'll convince yourself that if I get it here, it's completely fine. It's expensive and you don't need it the majority of the time. You don't need it. You have enough food, you have enough whatever to see you through another day. The little stuff adds up. Do not go wasting your money on little bits. I've just noticed how bad and patchy my facial hair is in this light. Also, I have ginger bits in my beard now, and I don't know, it's just... Tip number 4. An overdraft is useful to any student, and I would recommend setting one up as soon as you get to university. Get a student account plus X amount of £100 overdraft, or maybe £1,000. But it will come in handy when you need money. Like, example, me last year, I saved £5,000. I didn't need an overdraft, but I still need to get money out of my savings when it comes to the end of the year, and I had to put an installment on a house. That cost me a bit more than I had in my account, so I had to borrow from my savings. Overdrafts may seem useful to any student, but in the long term, they will come and bite you in the butt. So try and stay out of overdrafts as much as you can. This is why it's so important, because it might seem like a good idea in the long term and think, oh yeah, it's fine, I've got an overdraft of £1,500, I'm sure I can afford this. In the future, you've got to pay that back still. So don't know what happened to my voice there. I didn't have an overdraft last year. I successfully didn't manage to do it. No, I successfully managed not to do it. I didn't have an overdraft last year, is what I'm trying to say, because I saved my money up from my gap year. So if you don't have money, a overdraft might be your biggest solution. If your loan isn't the biggest, the overdraft might be the only solution. So keep that in mind. It's always an option, but it's best to try and avoid it as much as you can. I know people who put their overdraft to good use. It's like with the girls in my flat last year, booked a holiday to Rome, and I think that's not just like splurging your overdraft away. That's a nice holiday with your friends. You're gonna go somewhere and experience something. It's not new clothes, new shoes, all that malarkey. Who says malarkey anymore? I don't know. It's kind of fell out right now. 5, 6, 5. Oh well, I'm gonna keep it down. It might seem like a very, very good idea to get trashed every weekend, and maybe it is, maybe it's a special occasion. I felt in love. But I have people in my freshers spend £70 a night. A night. I think one of my housemates are in. I didn't know that. Now I've lost my train of thought. Thanks, guys. I was saying that you don't have to live up to the expectations of a student. I think if you don't want to buy spend money all on alcohol because you feel I can spend it better, then that's what you do. Do not feel peer pressured to spend it on alcohol. If you want to save it and think I've had enough or something on blah, 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 you know what I mean? Because I don't. You don't have to spend, go crazy on freshers. Don't spend all your money in the first 2 weeks because you're going to need it later. Trust, you're going to need your money for more important reasons another day. So, tip 5/6, really think about what you are doing with your money. Number 7 or 6, I'm going to go with 7 because I've lost count. Look for the deals, people. See if you can go in on anything like buying food, or see if you can make some kind of deal with people about how you're going to organise your money, because it's very tempting to go, yeah, I'm going to get a large pizza from Domino's by myself. But if you say, for example, we last year made our own burgers and it worked out to about 63p each instead of getting Domino's at £10 a person. Look for the deals. Make stuff cheaper for yourself. Do not succumb to the most expensive stuff. Don't try and show off. Don't show off. That's number 8. Number 8. Don't show off with your money because that leads to bad places. Your first option isn't always your first option. For example, this year I'm going to have to buy tap shoes and ballroom dancing shoes for my course, and one of my housemates started work at a dance shop, and I've asked her about shoes is the word I was looking for there, and she said they are really good prices. Come in and try them on, but you might want to look elsewhere because they can be a bit expensive. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to go into Fulham next week and try shoes on and then buy them elsewhere. You don't have to settle for your first option, okay? So do a bit of hunting. I had a number 9 in my head and I completely forgot it. What was I going to say? Number 9, got it. Consider making a separate account for whatever reason, any reason you can justify. For example, this second year, I have got to pay rent month by month, whereas you, theoretically, if you're staying in Paragon, have to pay the big chunk straight away. That's your rent done. Whereas, for me, I've got to do it month by month, so I'm going to create a second account. So one is rent, and that is there, that is separate, I cannot spend that, and one is living money. So that's a good idea for me, whereas for you, getting a separate account might mean the difference between having all that money you're going to spend and this is my food money, or this is how much I have to spend on myself. So consider second accounts or something like that, and look at your different banks around you, because they're going to offer different deals, or different things for students. Look at student accounts. They will be a massive help to you and will benefit you in ways a normal savings account will not. So look at those. Look at those options. Yes, look at those options. Yes. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. And that's not number 10. Ah, my wrist clicked. I don't know if you heard that. Number 10. Ow. Again, I had something. I don't know where it's gone. What was I gonna say? This is really annoying. I'm hoping to fill that up, by the way, all the way across this year. I mean, that's how many shows I saw. I'm a musical theatre student. That's how many shows I saw, and 3 of those are the same show, because I loved it that much. So I hope I'm going to fill that up a little bit more this year. A little side note. Touristing. That was it. My last thing is, you're in London, there's lots of stuff to do for tourist reasons. You can walk around and see all this stuff. There's lots of stuff to do for free or for cheap. So if you're going to go to, you want to go see the sightseeing of London Dungeons, when my mum came up in October last year, we got a package to go to the London Dungeons, Madame Tussauds and Ripley's Believe It or Not. I think it worked out as, I think it was £20 a person or something like that. So that if you're gonna do tourist stuff, look at what deals are available to you. All comes down to deals, all comes down to a little bit saving money here and there. I'll put some links down below this video to like suggestions of what you can do for under £20, something like that. Because I've seen loads of them pop up on Facebook and I've read them and they're actually quite nice. I like them. There's also a little section of where to go on cheaper dates that will impress people. Consider that, lovebirds. Guys, that has been my video for this week. Sorry I haven't made another video last week, but I have been doing, I was doing 5-6 days a week at what is wrong with me? Outro, take 6. Just hung that back up and I'm about 80% sure it's not straight, and that's really going to annoy me. I'll sort that out after the video. That has been my video for this week. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you take something away from this video about budgeting and financialism. I'm going to do one more video for this summer about just 10 general tips for life in London, or 10 tips about surviving. General good tips that I think you would need. If you have any suggestions for any other videos, then comment down below or drop wing him away through a message, or drop shush a message. Shush a message. I've got to work out which way it's gonna be if I stand here, because it's in the other corner. I hope it's this side, because I'll be standing here for the rest of the video. So then shush your message, and then they'll get in contact with me. If you have enjoyed, feel free to like, comment, leave feedback, do whatever, all that good stuff, because I'm going to be doing more videos this year on YouTube, because I quite like doing this. It's a lot of fun. It's a nice hobby to have. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. And one more thing before I go, guys, something I forgot to say.
Money.
Get out of my room, Hampson.
I love the money, buddy. Keep the change.
Don't be that guy.